Hi everyone. So today we learn about the Lambda and we are creating a instance using the Lambda function. So I am created a documentation about the Lambda and how it is work and how we create an AWS instance for using a Lambda function. So this is my documentation. So firstly we learn about what is Lambda. So AWS Lambda is a serverless event drive computing a platform offered by the Amazon, and as a part of Amazon Web Services, it is a computing service that run code in response to event and manage the computing resources required by the code automatically. And AWS Lambda was created for use cases such as uploading the image or object or to the Amazon S3, updating DynamoDB table and responding the web click and responding a sensor regarding the IoT connection drive devices. And AWS Lambda can also be used to automatically provide back end services triggered by the customer HTTP request, as well the spin down such services when they are not in use to save response. And there is the customer HTTP requests are set up in AWS API gateway, which can also handle the architecture and authorization when used in conjunction with AWS Cognito. So basically the key feature of the AWS Lambda is integration, fault tolerance, and scaling on the fly, and access sharing file system and customizing logic can be used to exist other AWS services and create your own packet services. So these are the key feature of Lambda. So we are creating a Lambda function using a боту3. So firstly we know that what is the боту3. So боту3 is a software development kit SDK that aims to improve the use of Python program in the Amazon Web Services. The боту project being as a user library to assist development in the building Python based cloud application by converting AWS application programming interface through API response into a Python class. So боту has been designed as official AWS Python SDK. боту come in the three below flavor. First one is боту, and then боту3 and боту core. So боту3 is a most recently version of the SDK of the supportive Python version, and 2.65 and 2.7 and 3.3, and боту3 is including a number of service specified feature make a development easily. боту3 computing in the all current AWS cloud services such as ethical computer cloud, DynamoDB, AWS Cognito, CloudWatch, and the simple storage service. So there's four basic key feature of боту3. So API for response and consists the up to the date interface and high level service and specified features. So this kind of services key feature and боту3 and basic we know in through the documentation. So we learn about how to basic structure of Lambda and how we create a simple program for Lambda function in Python, and what is the purpose of import JSON def to import and return. So we know about this is a default program for Lambda. So import JSON is you can improve the Python module to use on use of function of AWS provider. You wish the list of available Python libraries already built in the Amazon Lambda like JSON and many more. So problem start when you need a library that are not available. So we will solve this problem later using Lambda layers. So second is def Lambda handler. So this is a main function of the Amazon Lambda is going to call when you run the services. It has two permanent event parameters, event and context. The first one is used to pass the data that can use to function itself more on the latter. more on the latter. So and the second is used to providing the runtime and the metadata information. So to implement, so here where our magic happens, you can use the body of the Lambda handler function to impact the Python code in what you can want. Okay, so return is giving the return what is the, so in this return function we use a hello for Lambda. Okay, so this time this kind of this we are using this is a figure to how we use Lambda function. Then firstly we create a instance using a Lambda function. So firstly we need to set IAM role. So in my case I am providing a administration IAM role policy. Okay, so firstly then we create a Lambda function. Okay, so my function is EC2 instance. Sorry, EC2, only EC2. Okay, we are using Python 3.9 version and default existing role. So we are already have a role and my role is Lambda EC2. Okay, so we create function. So my function is ready to use. Then after that we are checking some these. So this is my source code. We are, so in my documentation we are learn about this file. Okay, so this is default program. In my case I have already I uploaded the git in GitHub repository. So firstly we check okay, so this is my repository and we are creating a new instance. Okay, so this is my instance Python file we are already created. Okay, so we copy this file, Python file, and paste it here. So in this program we are after that we deploy this and some kind of environment variable I am using in this Python program. So we are providing to IAM role, instance type, key name, subnet ID, and reason. So in so we have already provide in different, we are providing in environment and also we are providing in this code also. Okay, so two types of we are using this function. Okay, so we are providing IAM AMA ID of instance type, key name, subnet ID, and reason. So we go to configuration and send environment variable and edit the same environment variable. So we are basically 4 to 5 type of key we required. So first is IAM ID of instance type, okay, and key name, subnet ID, and reason. Okay, and reason. Okay, so we required 5 keys, and we are giving the values. So we are using Ubuntu server. So the Ubuntu server AMI ID is this. Instance type is T2 micro. Okay, and key name. So firstly we generate a key. So we go to the key pair and create key. So in my case I'm already generated one key. So my key name is Shubham test 1. Okay, so this is my key name, subnet ID, and reason. So we I am using US is 2. Okay, so Ohio reason. So subnet ID, so we go to the VPC and search subnet. Okay, so we go to the subnet. Okay, so this time I have no subnet ID, so we create a subnet. We create set a default VPC and name. Zone is US is 2. Okay, so we are providing this tag name and subnet, create subnet. Okay, so my subnet is created now. So my subnet ID is this. Okay, so we copy the subnet ID and paste it here. Okay, and click save. So already we deploy this program. Okay, we already deploy this program. Now we test the program is run on. Now program is run. So we check how instance is created or not. So this is my instance. Okay, this is my instance, and this instance is running run now. Okay, so in upcoming video, next video, we are discussing about how we stop and start the instance through the Lambda. Okay, Lambda function. So thank you, and hope you learn from new things from my YouTube channel. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn and Instagram, and you can subscribe to the channel of ring the notification and bell icon to get notification of every time, and we can post here on our all contact and website and phone number. So subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon for more updates.